Alright, so this is a quick review of our good friend Blooket. Many of you have this or are using it. Some of you have paid subscriptions to it. Recently, Blooket was being a butt and they didn't allow live games unless you had a paid account, but that's due to their system being overwhelmed with free users. They said specifically, don't upgrade. You don't have to upgrade. Don't feel pressured to do that. So, and for those of you that didn't and waited it out, yay! Good for you. Now you have access to it because they're up and the live games are up and running. But anyways, so if we go to log in, if you don't have an account, obviously go to sign up, but just go with Google. Yep, there's already an account. Blah. So, because I've used it before, and I appreciate it. For those of you who have not used Blooket before and are really worried about transferring material over from Quizlet, the nice thing about Blooket is that Quizlet works really well. I'll talk to you about that in just a second. So let's take a look. I've got a Blooket that's got 179 questions to it. So I can view this set. This is all about vocab. I had my students create vocab sentences. You can take a look at all the answers, blah, blah. But anyways, so you can kind of see, oh, this is what my questions are. I could either, I can host it or I can have it be, like homework, right? What? No, I don't want any of this. Anyways. Oh, that's me. I'm playing it. But anyways, host. If I want to host a live game, this is where before this became available about maybe a day or two ago. So I understand many of you were kind of upset because it was broken for a while. But you have all these different options to choose a game. So things that I try to avoid, anything that says speed and luck on it, I think is junk. Because it doesn't really assess or doesn't really support student learning. It's just playing a game. So like, again, Fishing Frenzy, not really good. Speed and luck, speed and insight. My favorites, which I know you did not ask for, but I'm going to give you anyways, is anything having to do with focus, strategy, and accuracy. I much prefer things like that. The accuracy, I much prefer racing. Kids don't like that because it's not as fun, and I'm like, oh, too bad, this is school. Whoa. But anyways, anything that's just less about luck, right? So like I usually like cafe, and I say we're gonna have our own little game here. So kids can join. You can allow them. You can host it. If you want it to be done after a certain amount of time. And so depending on, like, do you want it to take 15 minutes? Do you want it to be a bell ringer and have it be 5 minutes? Whatever. Or however many, like the first person who achieves this amount of cash. Typically, I have no idea how easy that is to get, so I'm just a lame-o. So I usually say, like, well, I only want it for about 7 or 6 minutes. We'll just do 6 minutes. Students will sometimes get kicked out, so I allow late joining. If I want to know who the students are, then I do not click this, use random names. If I don't care, if it's just review, it's just for funsies, boom, use random names. I always like to know who the kids are, but it kind of depends on what mood I'm in. So here's something that's interesting. Blooket does not, the students don't have to have accounts, but a lot of students do because they can collect those blooks. So if you allow their accounts, that means that they can choose their special blook that they have like paid for. And if you're like, what's a blook, Liz? What is this stuff? Like that little, where are you? That little thing right here, that picture, that's a blook. Like they get their own little pictures. And so you can, if they've played enough, if they have done enough, they can purchase, quote unquote purchase, not with real money, but they can purchase their own little blooks. That's why you sometimes see kids playing Blooket on not even school material. They're just trying to gain more, quote unquote, money to purchase their own blooks. But, so I'm going to host this. This is what it looks like. And then it functions, notice how it functions just like Kahoot. Go here, log in and get your name, etc., etc. So you could also like put this link, the join link, like what's up here, this little hog. Oh, it doesn't even do that. This right here will provide a link for that. You can put it on your Google Stream or your Google Classroom if you want. So, and it functions perfectly fine. It's awesome. I've loved my usage of Blooket. I think it's great. I do think that there are places and times where it's more appropriate than others. Obviously, you can see that I've used it quite a bit. Something to also consider is that, like, sometimes you can assign as homework, right? And so, like, if you want your students to have a homework assignment, you want them just to practice. This is what you have to do for practice. So, you can... So here, that's a weird way to assign the time, but like if you don't want it due on the 20th, what about the 21st? So you can't actually physically manipulate the time, but you can change it using this toggle. Whatever the title is, how many rounds you want, boom, you've got it, you can assign, right? So I don't have it linked to my Google Classroom. I do think that that is something that you could probably do on the paid version, but either so, you can copy this and just paste it into Google Classroom as an assignment, right? So, look at that. You can easily extend it, right? You can delete this. You can kind of organize it by how many students got a question right or wrong. Like, what is the most difficult question? So, I think Blooket is a nice option. I use it a lot for in-house activities. Yeah. Oh, I was going to show you how to transfer from Quizlet. So if I want to create something, so I've got like, let's say like, okay, notice how right here it says import, Quizlet import. So then I've got to know what I'm going to name this, like, we'll do semester 2 vocab review. Boom. Now I'm going to create it. So it's a Quizlet that I own, or if it's a Quizlet you've been using in your classroom that somebody else made, you've just been using it, you could do that as well, search it up, but it's a Quizlet in my account. So here then, I have the Quizlet, I've got a semester 2 vocab and definitions. So here, once you've done that, now under Quizlet, see, this is the reason why Quizlet's stinky. Look at that ad that's right in the middle of the page. So you can go to these 3 little dots, and then you click export, and then you see this, and the these are all images. This is not a good one to use, because they're just pictures, where kids would like associate a picture. But anyways, let's take a look at this one. So here I have, they're gonna say copy text. So I'm gonna copy the text, all of this. I've copied it. Now I'll go here, go to my Quizlet. Next step. So it tells you what to do. It's reminding you, like everything that I just showed you is exactly what they're telling you to do. Boom. So I've pasted what I just copied. Add questions. I probably should have switched the answers and the... Well, that's my bad. Ugh. So this should do better than what I just did, because I created it and my questions were first and then the answer, but they swapped it around. It's easy to fix. Like, you can just delete this, and create it over again. Like, I created that a couple seconds ago, but that was a problem I did. Semester 2 review. I'm doing Quizlet again. It's my Quizlet. Now, flip questions and answers. So now when I add it, you'll see the sentence, and then you'll see the possible options. So that's what I wanted. I want the students to have the sentence first, and then I want them to have the possible options. So then I can go through, save set, boom. Now I can host it and do this all over. Now look at, that's all I needed to do. Now I'm ready to go. Like legit, I did it from start to finish, that whole Quizlet set of however many it said that I had. 179 questions. So like I did that in 5 seconds. So just be aware that Blooket does allow that nice thing, that nice relationship with Quizlet, which is another reason why you don't necessarily need to ditch your Quizlet. In fact, you might want to keep your Quizlet around. It's just you cannot use it with students. That's the issue, is that it cannot be part of your, it cannot be a curriculum resource that is encouraged or associated with your class. So, like, you can't post the Quizlet, but if you want to host a Quizlet that you have, and you keep it to yourself so you can update your Blooket or your GimKit or whatever else you're going to use, that's totally fine. So, yeah.